Pharaohs, kings of the Nile, 3100 BC to 30 BC. The ancient Egyptian civilization is one of the oldest and most fascinating in history. And today we're going to take a look at some of its most powerful pharaohs. But before we do, let's take a moment to subscribe and support us. Thanks, guys. Now let's get into it. The first pharaoh on our list is considered by many to be the greatest of all time. Ramesses II, who reigned from 1279 to 1213 BC. Ramesses is often depicted as a god king in the Bible. He's called the Wicked King. But the truth is that he was a great builder, and his empire was one of the longest-lasting and most prosperous in ancient Egypt. He built temples and monuments across the kingdom, including the famous Ramesseum, which served as his mortuary temple. He also waged many wars, defeating the Hittites, Nubia, and Syria. His military campaigns made him famous throughout the ancient world, and his reputation as a warrior pharaoh has survived to this day. Next up is Tutankhamun, who reigned from 1332 to 1323 BC. Tutankhamun is perhaps the most famous pharaoh of all time due to his tomb, which was discovered by Howard Carter in 1922. It was the only royal tomb to have escaped the looters, and it provided an invaluable insight into the burial practices of the Egyptians. Tutankhamun's death is shrouded in mystery, and there are many theories about how he died. Some believe he was murdered, while others think he died from a disease or an accident. His untimely death and the circumstances surrounding it continue to fascinate people today. Moving on, we have Cleopatra, who reigned from 51 to 30 BC. Cleopatra was the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt. She was famous for her intelligence, her beauty, and her tragic love affair with Roman general Mark Antony. Cleopatra's story has been immortalized in literature and art, and she remains one of the most iconic figures in ancient history. She played a key role in the politics of the late Roman Republic, and her relationship with Antony resulted in the establishment of a new dynasty of pharaohs. However, after their defeat at the Battle of Actium, she and Antony both died, bringing an end to the ancient Egyptian kingdom. So far, we've looked at 3 of the most famous pharaohs in ancient Egyptian history. But there are many others who could have made the list. One pharaoh who deserves special mention is Akhenaten, who reigned from 1353 to 1336 BC. Akhenaten was the first pharaoh to introduce monotheism to Egypt, worshipping the sun god Aten as the supreme deity. He also introduced a new style of art which emphasized the naturalness of the human form. Akhenaten's religious revolution and his artistic innovations made him one of the most unique pharaohs in history. Another pharaoh who could have made the list is Thutmose III, who reigned from 1479 to 1425 BC. Thutmose III was one of the most successful military commanders in ancient Egyptian history. He led his armies on campaigns throughout the Middle East, conquering vast amounts of territory and bringing wealth and power back to Egypt. His reign is known as the Golden Age of Egypt, and he is remembered as one of the greatest pharaohs of all time. Finally, we have Hatshepsut, who reigned from 1478 to 1458 BC. Hatshepsut was the first female pharaoh to rule Egypt. She was a skilled administrator, and her reign was marked by peace and prosperity. She also embarked on a number of building projects, including the construction of a number of temples and a new capital city. Hatshepsut, as a legacy as a female ruler in a male-dominated society, has made her an iconic figure in Egyptian history. In conclusion, these are just a few of the many great pharaohs who ruled over ancient Egypt. Each of them had a unique and lasting impact on the kingdom, and their stories continue to fascinate people today. From the military conquests of Ramses II to the artistic innovations of Akhenaten, these pharaohs were truly some of the greatest leaders in history. Thanks for watching.